In the Matrix movie, there is no spoon. It is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself, exactly. I saw this. Where there is love, there is pain. Bollocks. Bollocks. Only if you believe there is. We are looking at a world of people imprisoned by their own perception of reality. There they are. There they could be. As William Blake said, if the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man and woman as it is, infinite. I think, therefore I am, said Descartes. I compute, therefore I am, on a body consciousness level. I am, therefore I am, in terms of infinite consciousness. That's who we are. What's your name? Everything you can ever think of. And just go through this before. I've kept to time well, purely by bloody accident, mine. On one level, as I said earlier, this is a mathematical construct. This is one reason why things like numerology and numerological sequences are found all the time in secret society lore and stuff. And if you look at the codes of DNA, they've got a very digital mathematical feel about them. Same with DNA when you look at it. We are digital on one level. The Earth grid, as above, so below. The Earth is an energetic construct in the same way that we are, and it has a structure of energy lines called ley lines, meridian lines, whatever. And these are very geometrical in the way that they are laid out. Again, mathematics, geometry. And algebra, I like it, yeah. The Earth grid equals x, y squared. And xy squared, where'd that come from? I don't know. Anyway, so here's the grid, and the lines are geometrical. And what a lot of people have now, who've researched ancient structures and temples and standing stones and what have you, they found that they are amazingly, stands back in amazement, in geometrical relationship to each other all over the world. How did they do that? Miraculous? No. If you have that ancient knowledge, and I'll come to that in the second half, or the second section, you know where these vortexes are. If you put a temple or a construction on that vortex, it is going to be in relationship geometrically to these other ones because you're putting it on a geometrically formed grid. And just like we have the chakra system of vortexes, so does the Earth. And like I say, things like Stonehenge and these great constructions of the ancient world were invariably put on these vortex points, which is where the geometrical relationship comes from. Also, because of this ancient knowledge I'll talk about when we've had a break, you find that these great ancient constructions and temples and amazing creations are using classic geometrical and mathematical codes like pi and golden mean, extraordinary. Also, what comes up a lot is the Fibonacci sequence of numbers, which was attributed in terms of discovery, although it seems it was known long before, to this guy, Leonardo Pisano Fibonacci. I'm not sure, I think he was Italian, I'm not sure. And the Fibonacci sequence is you add the two numbers together to get the next one. And this sequence you find throughout nature and throughout the formation and the relationships of parts of the human body and the human face. You find this Fibonacci sequence because that's the mathematical construct level of reality manifesting itself. The same with how flowers grow and how flowers are formed. This Fibonacci sequence of numbers and mathematics comes up again and again and again. Same with these other golden mean and pi stuff as well. So this guy, Stephen Marquardt, an American doctor who studied the human face and the human body from, I think it was a point of view of cosmetic surgery, started to see this obvious correlation between these mathematical codes and sequences and the human body. And he said this: all life is biology, all biology is physiology, all physiology is chemistry, all chemistry is physics, and all physics is math, or maths as we say here. And he might have added, and all maths is energy, because that's the next level of it. We live in a almost a mechanical construct on one level as it plays out, and through things like money and other things the manipulators have introduced and controlled, they're controlling the way or influencing the way this construct operates and turning us into robots and parts of the machine when we are infinite consciousness. It's the same with astrology. When we're born at a certain time, we pick up energetic vibrational fields that are around at that time that are affected by the relationship of the planets of that time, the sun at that time. And they can influence us because this affects our body consciousness auric field, and as we go through the sequences through our lives, as the planets move, we are going to be affected by them in a different way to someone born at another time in the cycle who will carry a different vibrational field and therefore interact with the planets in a different way. And these forces, these same forces, are what hold planets in the positions they're in. And when those forces change or move, so do the planets. So, as we finish this first section, what is reality? Whatever we believe it is, and more than that, given what we're going to talk about in the second section, whatever we are told to believe it is. This is the foundation of the conspiracy. And I've started with this because from that, as we move through the day, the way society is structured and the way that the whole system that we experience every day works starts to make dramatically more sense once we realize what we're dealing with, and also have the knowledge that those in the shadows, not the bushes and people like that, the ones with a real power, they understand all this, and they've structured society with that knowledge to control us through this knowledge. So it's not, the world is not controlled by men in dark suits sitting around a table. It's massively influenced by them because they're playing out this conspiracy. They're not the origins of it. This is where a lot of conspiracy researchers go so far and stop. They think this is it. It's the Bilderberg Group. It's the Council on Foreign Relations. It's the Freemasons. No. This is one level of it being played out. Behind that are the shadow people, the human shadow people, who operate behind the scenes, who control those people who are apparently in power and appear on the news and sign the legislation, but the real power's here. And they, in turn, are controlled by the other dimensional shadow people, which I'll get to big time in the second section. So, this is it. This is what it is. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. It is a mind game. And that's great news, because we, with this knowledge and with the knowledge of who we are, the dramatic, infinite genius of who we are, can take that power back. Thank you very much. 30 minutes.